is a unique planet. It is the only planet in the solar system that has life. This makes it unique. The existence of life on the Earth is due to the presence of water, air having oxygen, and temperature that is neither too hot nor too cold. In the beginning, the Earth was just a huge ball of hot gases and dust. It was spinning very fast. As it kept spinning, the gases slowly cooled down and the surface of the Earth became cold, hard, and solid. Internal structure of Earth. The Earth looks like a spherical ball. It consists of three major layers. 1. Crust. The outermost layer of the Earth is called the crust. We live on it. 2. Mantle. Below the crust lies the mantle. It consists of molten rocks called magma. 3. Core. Below the mantle lies the core. It is the innermost part of the Earth. It is extremely hot. It has hot gases and molten rock materials trapped under high temperature and pressure. Imaginary lines on the Earth. An imaginary line runs through the center of the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. This line is called the axis. The Earth is titled on its axis. Another imaginary line runs halfway through the center of the Earth. This line is called the equator. It divides the Earth into two equal halves. The part of the Earth above the equator is called the northern hemisphere. The part below the equator is known as the southern hemisphere. Movements of the Earth. The Earth has two types of movements. 1. Rotation. Have you observed a top spinning? It spins around a line passing through its center. Similarly, the Earth spins around its own axis. The spinning of the Earth around its own axis is called rotation. The Earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. This time period is called a solar day. The rotation of the Earth causes day and night. 2. Revolution. While the Earth rotates on its axis, it also moves around the Sun. The movement of the Earth around the Sun is called revolution. It takes 365 1/4 days for the Earth to complete one revolution. This time period is called a solar year. The revolution of the Earth causes seasons. Day and night. The rotation of the Earth causes day and night. At a time, only half the Earth faces the Sun. This part of the Earth has day. The other half of the Earth is away from the Sun. This part has night. It is because of this, when it is day in India, it is night in America. The Earth rotates from west to east on its axis. Therefore, the Sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. Seasons. The titled axis of the Earth and its revolution around the Sun causes seasons. This axis always points to the north. Hence, when the Earth revolves around the Sun at a certain time of the year, either the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere is bent towards the Sun. At other times, both the hemispheres are at equal distance from the Sun. The hemisphere that is titled towards the Sun gets the direct sun rays, and so it is warmer. It also has longer days and shorter nights. It has summer. At this time, the other hemisphere that is away from the Sun gets slanting sun rays. It has shorter days and longer nights. It has winter. This situation gets reversed about 6 months later, When we take an example of India, Northern Hemisphere, and New Zealand, Southern Hemisphere, we find that when India has winter, New Zealand has summer. We have two other seasons, spring and autumn. These seasons are experienced when both hemispheres are at an equal distance from the sun. When the northern hemisphere has autumn, the southern hemisphere experiences spring. This situation gets reversed after 6 months. Position of the earth during its revolution: season in northern hemisphere, season in southern hemisphere. A. Northern hemisphere is titled towards the sun, summer, winter. B. Both hemispheres are at an equal distance from the sun, autumn, spring. C. Southern hemisphere is titled towards the sun, winter, summer. D. Both hemispheres are at an equal distance from the sun, spring, autumn.